So welcome friends for this next lecture. Now today from today we will discuss the types of signals. Up till now we have discussed the types of system. So now we have to go for the signal part. Okay. So what is a signal basically? A signal is defined as a single valued function of one or more independent variables which contains some information. Always remember that for a signal information is very important. If signal does not carry information, then it is known as the noise. Now a signal may depend on the one or more variable, or it is also known as a physical quantity that varies with time, space, or any other independent variable. A signal may be represented in the time domain or a frequency domain. Domain means reference. Human speech is a familiar example of a signal. Electric current and voltage are also example of a signal. A signal can be function of one or more independent variable. A signal may be function of time, temperature, position, pressure, distance, etc. And a signal is always have some information. If signal depends on one independent variable, then it is called one dimensional signal. If signal depends on two independent variables, then it is called as two dimensional signal. Now, if signal depends on more than two variables, then it is known as the multi-dimensional signal. Now, best example of signals it is given here in this video, that electric current, voltage, your human speech, then audio video signal, then mobile signals, communication signals, all are the signal, and there is always a all these signals carry some information. Okay, so let us move forward. Now we will study today how to represent the signal. So as there are two signals, discrete time and continuous time, we will discuss what is discrete time signal, what is continuous time signal. A continuous time signal is represented by x of t, and a discrete time signal is represented by the x of n. Now, how to represent a continuous time signal? A continuous time signal is represented by a function or a graph, whereas a discrete time signal is represented by four ways: graphical, functional, tabular, and sequence. Okay. So what is basically a difference between continuous time signal and discrete time signal? It is very easy to understand. A continuous time signal is defined for all instant of time. Here you can see a continuous time signal is defined for all instant of time, whereas the discrete time signal is defined at discrete instant of time. Okay, so therefore simple example of continuous time signal is the AC power signal that we are receiving at our home. So this is nothing but a continuous time signal. What about discrete time signal? I am I will give you some idea. Record your voice in your mobile phone. Then you will able to see what is discrete. You will see some boxes, a series of boxes. There is a little bit gap between these series of boxes. So that represents the discrete time signal. Okay. So we have to study now these four type of representation. So this is the first graphical representation. Here you can see how a discrete signal is represented graphically. There is a n variable on x-axis, and there is x of n, that is amplitude is on y-axis. So at 1 there is a 3, at 0 there is a 0, at minus 1 time instant there is a 2, at minus 2 time instant there is a minus 3. Now here again at 2 there is 1, at 3 there is a 2. So this is how to represent a discrete time signal graphically. So at each and every instant of time we have to draw some graph. So this is known as the simple representation by using graph. Here you can see at x of minus 2 there is a minus 3, at x of minus 1 there is 2, x of 0 0, x of 1 is 3, x of 2 is 1, x of 3 is 2. Now how it is functionally represented? Same signal that we have seen in the previous slide. Here same signal is represented, but this is known as the function form. So at minus 2 there is a minus 3 value, at minus 1 there is a 2, at 0 there is 0, at n equals to 1 there is 3, and at n equals to 3 there is a 2. So this is known as the functional representation. Another example, this is same thing that we have seen here, but it is more compact form as compared to this. It is the mathematical relation that we have used. Here we have defined as per the time index. Now next is tabular representation. Each how the tabular representation is done. Here you can see this is n, which is variable, n is variable, minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, and x of n are the amplitude value. So at minus 2 there is minus 3, at minus 1 there is 2, at 0 there is a 0, at 1 there is 3, at 2 there is 1, and at 3 there is 2. Now the next is sequence form, which is very much used. Okay, so how the signal is represented in a sequence form? Here you can see we have written all the amplitude levels, minus 3, 2, 0, 3, 1, 2. All the amplitude levels are written here in the curly bracket. And now suppose how to see where is the time index. So the time index defined by this arrowhead. This arrowhead represents the n equal to 0 value. N equal to 0 is this one, n equals to 1, n equals to 2, n equals to 3. Similarly, n equals to minus 1, n equals to minus 3. So here the arrow mark denotes the n equals to 0 term. When no arrow is indicated, the first term corresponds to n equals to 0. So if the arrowhead is not provided, then we assume that at the first position there is a n equals to 0 value amplitude level. Okay, so this is the sequence representation of discrete time signal. Okay.